how you can end the struggle is saving money. More people than ever are struggling to save money. In our country, things have changed financially. There was a time where people could lock into pensions, but if you don't work for the government in kind of a city or county or statewide level, it's next to impossible to find pensions. You're pretty much on your own in saving money, and people are living paycheck to paycheck, and so the ability to have extra money after paying their expenses so they can save is just simply not there. And what they believe is they're saving as best they can, and they are stressed out about money 24/7, and they believe there's no other path. But that simply isn't true. We've got a path to how you can reach financial security and permanent retirement. I want to share with you a little bit about how we can begin this journey, how we can eliminate the stress of worrying about money. But what do you believe is possible for your life financially? Most people, because we've all been taught this since we were young, is we believe it's all about saving money and there's no other way. We set up a 401k or an IRA, we save as much as we can, and then we just hope it works out. But here's the reality is, that's not the only way. And for most people, it's not a path at all because they simply can't save enough money. But your belief systems are so strong that saving money is the only way, but you don't know what you don't know. If you will join me in this process of opening your mind to learning how the rich really get rich. Because do you think the rich get rich saving money in a 401k or IRA? They don't. There's a retirement crisis in this country. Elder poverty. Baby boomers like me are in the worst financial shape since the Great Depression. 80% of Americans that were retired will run out of money within 5 years. That's how bad the situation is. Saving for retirement in a 401k or IRA has failed miserably. The 401k and IRA started back around 1978. It was to replace the pension. It doesn't work, and the reason it doesn't work is because people don't have much money to save after they pay all their expenses because the cost of living, and particularly in Southern California, the cost of living rises so rapidly. There's a wealth crisis in America today at a level we've never seen in this country. I want you to look at some of these numbers here. Now, this is a report from Goldman Sachs. What you can see is that 10% of the people, see that 90 to 99? That's 9%. Then the top 1% and that top 1/10. If you add those numbers together, 42, 33, and 16, we have 91% of the wealth is owned by 10% of the people in this country. The middle class is that next level, the 50 to 90%. The middle class has contracted from 16 to 7%. Why? The struggle and the inability to save money. Again, most people don't believe there's a solution, but there is a solution. I'm going to show you how we can overcome that solution. But here's where the real problem is inflation is either your best friend or your worst enemy. What the rich know is how to use inflation to work for them to grow wealth. Where the middle class and the poor don't know anything about what we teach at the Marquand Wealth Academy. And because of that, they get a job, they get a 401k, they try to save, and inflation is just burying them. And their situation is getting worse and worse and worse. The real cost of inflation in California is worse on than the national level. I don't have to tell you this. You look around at what houses cost, what rent is. In some cases, it's double what it is in other states. Trying to reach financial security in California, if you don't know these wealth strategies, is next to impossible. See, in California, rents have averaged 4.7% a year, and that's on a 50-year basis statewide. LA and Orange County are much higher than that. Home prices have been going up an average of 7.3% a year for the past 50 years, and this is the California Association of Realtors statistic. The last 10 years has been higher than that. This is why the average person, the middle class, is falling behind. That's one key ingredient. But what does it mean to be rich? When I was younger, I used to believe a big house is what it meant to be rich, a fancy car. Most people think it's having a lot of money in their 401k or IRA. but neither is true. Here's what rich means. It means having a lot of non-employment income. Now, here's why I call it non-employment income. Most people focus on what they get paid on their job. When we ask someone, what are you making per hour, per week, per month, they know. But if we ask them, how much money are you making on non-employment income, they don't know, unless it's zero. Non-employment income is income. It could be Social Security, it could be pension, or it could be investment income. But the key to your financial security isn't a big house, a fancy car, a 401k or IRA. It's how much income are you receiving when you're not working. For most people, it's little to none. And it's a blind spot. And the reason we're focusing on it here is things only happen if you focus on them. So we need to focus on this path of building non-employment income. I'm going to show you how we can do that and how you can create the non-employment income that you need to be financially secure. Saving your way to wealth is almost impossible. Let me show you the math on this. Let's say you're 40 years old and you want to retire in 25 years at age 65. Your current expenses, this is rent, or house payment, car payments, credit card, insurance, food, everything, all your bills, everything that goes through your checking account, including entertainment, $5,000 a month. And you're saving $400 a month, which is, by the way, about double what the average person saves. And you have $20,000 in your retirement account. Inflation historically has averaged about 3% over the past 100 years. Now keep in mind what I said earlier about inflation in California is housing represents about 45 to 50% of the average person's expenses. And that housing expense in California goes up at a rate much higher than 3%. And let's say you have 5% on your retirement account. Now, also remember that these retirement accounts aren't free, and you're typically paying about 1.5%, sometimes even 2%. So it means your return would have to be more like 6.5% or 7%. The reality is most people are averaging closer to about a 3.5% to 4% net return over the long haul. In 25 years, you have $307,000 saved, but your expenses will have more than doubled to $125,000 annually. If you were to retire and try to live on that, you can see in 2.5 years, you'd run out of money. The monthly income that you'd have at retirement on that $307,000 is only $1,283, but your expenses are $10,000 a month. We have a $9,000 shortage. Now the reality is if you have $9,000 in expenses, you have to make about $12,000 because you still got to pay income tax. So if we add Social Security to the mix of maybe $2,000 a month, you're nowhere close to being able to retire, at least not for very long. This is where 80% of the people are in this country, and they don't believe there's a solution because they believe it's 100% about saving money. But we can solve this problem without saving money. And again, I'm not discouraging saving, it's a great thing, but it's just not a real path to financial security for 80% of the people. Now there are 5 questions, and I call them the critical questions that are going to determine your financial future, and you need to know the answers to these questions. Number 1, are you planning on living on your life savings in a 401k or IRA to retire? This is the plan for 80% of the people. I'm going to show you why this is a terrible plan. Number 2, if your plan is to live on your life savings, do you know how long it will last? Very few people ever do this analysis. Now we have a retirement calculator, a future retirement calculator, but many companies have these. You can find these all over the internet, but nobody ever uses them. You need to do this analysis. It's based on what you have and what you're saving and inflation. Where are you going to be and how long is your money going to last? In most cases, I said, 80% of people are going to run money less than 5 years. Next, do you know what your monthly expenses are going to be at the time of retirement? Have you done that calculation? As I showed you in that other analysis, basically in about 22 to 23 years with inflation, your expenses are going to double. So total up all your expenses for your lifestyle. If you're 40, 22, 23 years, you're 62, 63, then double that. That's the bar. That's the bar you're going to have to get over if you're going to be able to retire permanently. And then once we know that number, and let's say hypothetically that number is $10,000 a month, do you have any idea how you're going to create $10,000 a month? And keep in mind, $10,000 a month is after income tax. So it's closer to $13,000 a month. Do you know how you're going to create that kind of retirement income so that you can retire permanently? Very few people have any clue about that. And then lastly, do you know how you're going to protect your wealth from either a major economic calamity, or it could be like a lawsuit, something like that. But we want to make you financially bulletproof so you can weather a major recession or some kind of legal event. There's a path to doing it. These are the 5 critical questions that you need to have the answers to. That's what we can provide with our custom plan for you. As a real estate wealth advisor, we're going to help you to end financial uncertainty, build real wealth and income, and even leave a legacy of wealth. So when you leave this planet, your loved ones will be in a good place. All of that is possible without the need to save money. This is the book that I wrote, Why the Rich Stay Rich and the Poor Stay Poor. Here's why I titled it that. Is I've seen in my own lifetime. 90% of the people never change their life circumstance. Poor stay poor, middle class stay middle class, and rich stay rich. Why? All for the same reason, what they believe. And what do you believe is possible? I'm going to tell you the simple truth is what you believe is possible and what is possible are 2 radically different things. But because you don't know this path, and I call it you don't know what you don't know, there are powerful ways that you can reach financial security and way beyond financial security and even build serious levels of wealth. And you can watch our video testimonials to hear the people that are part of our program that we've consulted. My biggest challenge is getting you to believe. Next, if you open your mind to what is possible, the next step is know-how, and that's what the Marquand Wealth Academy is all about, is teaching you, is educating you. Is we need to educate you in the process of learning how and when you can be financially secure. And then number 3 is we got to take action. Now, our real estate wealth advisors, our advisors will spend the time and guide you through this process. We're going to teach you, but it's, there's also a lot of hand-holding. We need to spend the time so you know exactly what to do step by step, because it's not that simple. It takes expertise, it takes knowledge. That's why the advisors are so critical to your journey of financial security and financial success. This is my favorite verse in the Bible. According to your faith, be it unto you. Now here's what this verse means. According to what you believe will come to pass. So if you believe your life cannot get any better, if you believe that you are financially destined to struggle to the day you die, then you're right. And that will come to pass. But if you believe that there's a better way, that there is a path to financial security, and you will take action and reach out and begin to seek to learn, then we can help you change your life in a powerful and profound way. We have educational events. Go to Marquand Workshops. We have these on a regular basis. We're having them all over Southern California, and now we're in Vegas, and we're just about to open it in Dallas. Go to marquandworkshops.com. If you have questions, you can see there's our direct line. You can reach out to me with an email. Serena Jack is our Vice President of the Marquand Wealth Academy. Register now for an upcoming workshop, or if you have questions, shoot us an email, and we'll talk about what is possible. Because what is possible for your life financially is so beyond what you believe. When you learn what is possible, you're going to be excited. I'm Mark Prather, founder of the Marquand Wealth Academy. Hope to see you soon.